In this video, we're going to talk about the top sales coaches online and rank them. And as you'll come to find out, many of them don't have any idea what they're talking about. I've spent over 6 figures into my sales education over the years, so I know who's real and who's not. Some of these gurus even have a hard time closing their own deals, let alone teach other people. Their way of selling might have worked 30, 20, maybe 10 years ago, but today we're living in a new era of sales. So we're gonna look at how they sell, how they teach, and I'll dive into specifics around what separates the best from the worst. So let's get started with a controversial one, and that is Dan Lok. Now, Dan Lok originally started as a copywriter and then started teaching people high-ticket sales. So here's what I think about Dan Lok. Some of Dan's advice has some value, and if you look at his YouTube videos online, he has some useful techniques, but it lacks depth. What's good about his approach is that he has valuable objection handling tracks, and it has helped some people starting out to position yourself as more unique and not to be seen as a commodity. However, it's very lackluster when it comes to how agile the system is. He follows a very hard frame, hard sales methodology that positions essentially himself as the only consultant in his niche and everyone else is irrelevant. The problem is when prospects are not used to seeing you that way, it's not going to work for them. So unless you've spent hundreds of thousands in your advertising and marketing to get people to book calls with you, they're not going to see you as the authority you claim to be. This is a highly consultative sales system that relies heavily on the credibility of the person selling. And the challenge with it is when you have a sales rep coming in wanting to sell for that person, that system is not going to work because the sales rep doesn't have the credibility of the guru. And as you'll come to find out, most of these sales techniques are not going to work for day-to-day sales. They're only going to work in coaching style offers and when only the guru is actually selling. For that reason, Dan will take a low ranking and I'll give him a D. Let's move forward with Grant Cardone. Now, Grant Cardone has been a household name for years and years in sales. What I think about Grant is he's great at marketing and branding. He's one of the top online when it comes to putting himself out there and advertising and being abrasive while doing so. So he's built his brand around mindset, advertising, and sales. But when it comes to actual sales skills, I would say he uses some of the most outdated techniques ever. Like literally, if you go through his training or search up YouTube videos of him online, you'll come to find out that this is how you would approach sales even if you had never studied sales. He relies on a heavy volume-based approach and he insists on consistently building up your pipeline so you can close more sales. Is that going to work? Yes, it will. Are there smarter ways to go about it? For sure. Now, because Grant has value when it comes to his mindset, identity, and branding advice, I'm gonna give him a C. Let's talk about Jeb Blount. Now, Jeb Blount is an authority when it comes to online sales. He's published dozens of books, and especially his book, Fanatical Prospecting, is a great read, especially for B2B sales. So his approach on mindset, putting in the reps, and being consistent day in and day out is really solid for both beginners and advanced people in sales. Now, while his strategies can be effective for many, this may not suit every sales scenario or personality style. I've seen this work very well for A-type sales professionals who can be very direct, very to the point, and can challenge people easily. But he relies a lot of this push mentality, and I found it to be overly simplistic and lacking nuance in specific complex B2B situations. I haven't seen a lot of concrete phrases that you can also use when it comes to your sales. Yes, he provides follow-up scripts and a lot of reactivation campaigns that have value. However, I haven't found a concrete sales approach that I can follow A to Z to close high-ticket deals. For that reason, Jeb will be a B in our ranking system. Next, we'll talk about Jordan Belfort. Now, if you haven't heard of Jordan, you're probably living under a rock because he's a legend when it comes to sales training, and despite his criminal past, he is a master when it comes to sales. He was one of the first ones to talk about the importance of tonality and using your voice to modulate the emotional temperature of the prospect. I want you to do your own research and go to YouTube and search for Jordan Belfort sales call. and I want you to look at the way he is selling. Without wanting to influence your decision, you'll notice that Jordan hinges a lot of his sales success on his personality and his credibility. He relies a lot of his actual knowledge around what he is selling and not so much on particular sales tactics. He doesn't follow a concrete framework when it comes to his sales process. He has valuable techniques and strategies you can take away, especially when it comes to the objection handling with the looping process. However, again, there is no A to Z structure you can predictably follow to get to the sale. As a side note, I want to talk about looping. Looping is an objection handling term he uses when it comes to how to overcome concerns your prospects may have. If you break down looping, it works something like this. The prospect gives you an objection, and this is what he would say. I can totally understand that this is an objection. Besides that, do you like the idea? The prospect will say, yes, I like the idea. And now what Jordan says is he tries to validate the prospect and goes into exciting mode. So my opinion on that is when it comes to the actual looping, the first part is a valuable strategy to redirect the prospect from the actual objection they have. However, where it fails is you go into excitement mode. You try to motivate the prospect into buying without addressing the actual objection. While he gives you an initially helpful framework, I don't feel the follow-through is as it could have been. For that reason, I'm gonna give Jordan a C. Now let's talk about the big one, Andy Elliott. Now what do I think about Andy? He's great when it comes to motivation, Goggins style speeches, and pumping people up to perform. However, when it comes to his sales techniques, the voice tracks, I feel it's very outdated. It's very similar to what Cardone uses to sell. He has applied a lot of his own phraseology and tactics. However, I really feel it falls short when it comes to selling in the new economy, and a lot of people see right through it. I feel Andy has had great success with what he's doing, and again, he's great at getting people off the couch to get them to perform. However, once that person is off the couch, there are much better sales training options to go after. For that reason, Andy Elliott will be a D. Now, next up on the list is Jeremy Miner. Now, for context, because I'm probably biased, I've sold for Jeremy, and I consider Jeremy to be one of the best sales trainers in the field right now. He introduces a non-combative question-based approach when it comes to selling, completely opposite of what most people teach online. I was also one of the coaches in some of his training company, 7th Level, for a while, so I can tell you this is some of the best sales material you'll find online. Now, what could be improved when it comes to Jeremy? Because of how good of a sales professional Jeremy is, just like Jordan Belfort, I feel during the sales process, he relies so much on his natural sales ability and pre-selling the prospect that it lacks a bit on the objection handling part of the call. So Jeremy, I feel, is a natural born salesperson. His ability to pre-sell prospects and ask the right questions during the sales process to get people to buy is second to none. Where that opens up an opportunity in the actual objection handling. Jeremy is so good at preventing objections that I feel some of the objection handling training could be improved when people can't prevent objections to the level that he does. With all that in mind, Jeremy gets a solid A from me. I consider him one of the best in the game when it comes to sales training. Now, the last person I want to talk about is Cole Gordon. Cole Gordon comes out of the school of the Taylor Welch sales training system, which I feel it's a solid training system across the board. They ask the right questions, they have solid word tracks when it comes to continuing the conversation, and they're pretty okay with their objection handling. The problem I see with it is that it's heavily biased towards coaching and consulting based businesses, where it leaves opportunity for selling to every other industry out there. It's not going to work as well as it's still a frame-based approach where I'm the only authority here on the call, you've seen my marketing, you booked a call with me, now why can't you buy? The mindset training, the sales tactics, the strategy is very solid, however, leaves a ton of room for opportunity when it comes to selling to other industries, like more B2B focused, like B2B SaaS, or any other industry that doesn't involve coaching or consulting. For that reason, I'm gonna give Cole a solid B. So here's what to take away from this video. It's not about starting one person and entering their tribe and ignoring everything else in the marketplace. I've assembled my new era sales methodology after going through hundreds of sales books and dozens of sales gurus. That's why I feel it's the best in the market right now, because it's very flexible according to what you're selling, and at the same time, it gives you direct scripts and questions, but also the mindset you need to be a top 1% sales performer. There is no one book or guru that's gonna teach you everything you need to know about sales. Not even me. As you put in your reps, you have to continue to switch your strategy according to your personality and what you see perform best at. So my suggestion for you is pick an approach, stay consistent, and improve 1% every single day. If you enjoyed this video, subscribe for more, and I'll see you on the next one.